Gary, here we are a day after yet another epic win by our boys in the preliminary final against Williamstown, and we now find ourselves off to the big dance. You must be proud, elated and excited all at once.
Yeah, all of the above, mate, obviously, and the way we played and I guess the way we structured up and the instructions, and then the boys had to carry that out in a huge game, pressure-wise, and yeah, very proud. They set out with a task. They applied their minds for obviously 2 hours, and certainly the start was obviously pretty important because, yeah, first quarters, as we probably shown against Box Hill a couple of weeks ago, they jumped us and you're always chasing from that point on. So the margin almost was what the result was at quarter time. So a lot of players contributed on the day, and we had to because Williamstown are a formidable opponent. So very happy to qualify with the last two now, mate.
You and the coaches obviously did a lot of homework on Williamstown's structures and tactics, which I suppose mainly focused on trying to nullify some of their damaging outside runners. No easy feat, it must be said, but were you happy with how the game unfolded from a coach's box point of view?
Yeah, we were. We'd obviously done a lot of homework centering around their stoppages and just how they exited out of those. And of course, we felt that if it could be quite possibly pressured, then it may not be as easy for them. But it was a monumental effort, and we obviously started off with Waddell and Herituku in the ruck, and then of course we thought Khan looked pretty dangerous down there, and obviously Geordie Lyle had to then, I guess, embrace the opportunity of rucking, and some guys had slightly different roles on the day, and each one was really keen to obviously step up, and that's all as a coach you can ask, is the positivity. And some players can feel a bit vulnerable if they're not having the role that they feel confident about. So all in all, I think it was a good four-quarter performance by the coaches and obviously the players.
And as we've said, we've now qualified for this year's grand final. Obviously a huge amount of hard work to get to this point, but now that we're here, we obviously want to go all the way. And this is ours and your first grand final at the Borough since 2012. What will the week look like? And also, how much do you draw on the grand final experience of players like Toby, Kano and Spud entering Sunday's game?
Yeah, pretty keen, obviously, for Sam and Chris and obviously Toby to relay their thoughts. So that's always important, and I rely on them a lot anyway from a leadership point of view. So that's pretty easy. The other thing is just to keep the week as normal as you possibly can. I'd like to think that our planning and preparation won't change too much. Obviously, we don't have to worry about conditions on the ground because there's no game here this weekend, and we obviously haven't trained here for a couple of weeks because of the, I guess, shortcomings of what we have to be able to do, which, okay, we accept that and we move on. And this week will be very normal: debrief, review, recover. Wednesday, good session. Friday, good session. And then obviously we look forward to Sunday. So making sure that the players too know that there's only one game to focus on, and trying not to actually play the game before we get there on Sunday. And as I said, just consistency, routine. We know what Sunday is about, really. Obviously some guys have experienced it before, but if there's any way, shape or means that we can make it reasonably simplistic, that's what we'll endeavour to do.
And touching on our opponents, Richmond, the whole club has obviously been flying high for some time, and minimal injuries on their list as well, which has seen a big influx of AFL-listed personnel into their side. What do you make of them? It's obviously a bit harder to get a specific read on how we might match up, considering we only played them once this year, way back in round 3.
Yeah, that's right. Look, I'll study that tape as I always try to do with the previous history, and it does seem quite a long time ago that we've obviously played them, and they're no doubt different, but I think we are a little bit too. So we'll just stick to what we've always done. We'll rehearse, we'll identify, we'll obviously look at how we play our game, and I think that's always first and foremost the most important thing. And obviously we'll give Richmond due respect, but we know come Sunday it's a two-horse race, and we've just got to make sure that our jockeys are riding it a lot harder than what Richmond are.
Well, Gary, on behalf of the entire club, congratulations on qualifying for the grand final. You've made us all so proud, regardless of Sunday's result, but here's hoping come Sunday night we can bring another addition to our trophy cabinet. Enjoy the build-up and best of luck.
Yeah, thanks, Sam.